Hello guys, welcome back. So on today's video we are going to cut this beautiful top you're seeing on your screen. That top was created by Nonye Beauty Stitches. That is me. So my page is having issue. The page Nonye Beauty Stitches was hacked. So I opened a new page which is BN Signature. Okay, that's still Beauty Nonye Signature. You understand? So I created this style you're seeing on my former page, and I got a lot of requests to make a video on how to draft it. So that's why I'm doing this video. So I'm cutting the top, the black top you're seeing. Okay, for a start, we are going to start with the length of the top. So the length I'm using here is 23 inches, but I'll be including extra 1 inch, making it 24 inches, or rather 25 inches. The person don't want it long. So I think I should work with, what's the half length first? Half length is 18. So I think I should work with 25 inches. So after making the 25 inches, I have to roll it out. So the next thing is to mark the shoulder line, which is 16 inches divided by 2. That's 8. Then from the shoulder, I'm going to mark the bust line, which is 9 inches. Then I'll also dot back the shoulder line, which is 8 inches. So I'm going to connect the whole lines together. So this is the bust line, and this is the shoulder line. So after that, the next thing I have to do now is to mark the neckline. Remember, it's a turtleneck. So the front neckline, I'll mark 2.5 inches. That's the depth, and the wideness is 3 inches. So I'm going to connect it. After that, I will mark 1 inch for shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect it. So after marking the shoulder slope, the next thing I have to do now is to divide the bust measurement by 4 and mark one of it. So 44 divided by 4 is giving me 11 inches. Then I'll divide what I have on the armhole and mark the midpoint, which is 4 inches. Then I will now come in by 1/2 inch. So from this dot here and here is where I will connect my armhole. Feel free to use freehand if you're not good with this French curve, because at times it doesn't used to be easy to use. So but if you are good with it, you use your French curve. So after that, the next thing is to mark my half length, which is 18 inches. I'll dot the 18 inches for my half length, and I'll connect it with a thread ruler. Then if you think it's necessary for your underbust, you can as well use it, but for me, I don't need it. So my waist measurement is 38 divided by 4. It will give me about 9.5. So I'm going to mark 9.5. Then the hip is 50 divided by 4. That will give me 12.5. So I'm going to connect the whole lines. So after connecting it, I'm going to blend in here. Then at this side, I'm going to come up by 1 inch. Then at this area, I'm going to come up by 2.5 inches, or 2 inches rather. So I'm trying to get a nice curve over there. Okay, so after this, the next thing is to add my sewing allowance or joiner. You know, say this material is stretchy. Let me just do 1.5 inch. Then 1/2 inch will be for the freeness, and 1 inch will be for the joining allowance. Okay, so I'm going to mark with freehand this time around. Then I'll have my armhole back. So guys, this is all I have for the front bodies. So I'm going to use this to cut both the front and the back, adding my zipper allowance. I'm supposed to mark our zipper allowance, but I forgot. So I'm going to use this. Then the next thing I have to do now is to mark the back neckline. This design does not have zipper allowance, sorry. This is the back neckline. And remember, if you are marking this on your fabric, you are marking it on fold. This is paper, so I didn't fold it. On your fabric, you are marking it on fold. Remember that, okay? So this is for back neckline, and this is for the front neckline. So I'll cut this out. I'll first of all trace out the front. Then after tracing out the front, then I'll now cut out the shape at the back. And then for that back opening, then before I'll do the bow, there are 2 big bowl at the back. So I'm going to do that. I'll show you how to do it. I'm starting with this side, and I'll cut with the back armhole. So I didn't mark it out, but I'm cutting with the back armhole. This is the front armhole. Always learn to manipulate a pattern. Always learn to manipulate pattern. It's very important. So I'll put my cloth on fold and cut out the front bodies first. So I've placed my pattern. So I'm going to pin it down to be able to cut it out. So if you notice, you see I did not cut the neckline immediately. I'll cut it after tracing out the back. I'll recut the armhole after tracing out the back. Always take note of all this. This is a very stretchy material. It's called lycra. Look at it. Do you see that? It's stretched very well. That's the material I'm using for the style. Do you see that? So that's why there is no zipper on it. And it's a turtleneck. I will attach zip at the shoulder. The reason I'm attaching zip at that shoulder is so that the person can be able to open it and the turtleneck will be able to pass through. So the zip will go through from the turtleneck down to the shoulder. Take note. So after this, let's work on the back bodies. So I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to come in It depends on how low you want it and how open you want it. So I'll come down by 1 inch. 1 inch below the bust line. Then from that 1 inch, I'll come in by 1 inch, and on this part, I'm going to come in by 3 inch. I don't want it too wide. So I'm going to cut this out. This is the opening at the back. So all I have to do now is to fold my fabric into 2 and cut out the, let me cut out the back neckline. This is the back neckline. I'll cut it out. So I'll open my fabric. So I'll cut it out. So the ball one will be here and one will be here. Okay. So to hand that opening, I have to fold this out like this. I'll place this one. So I'll go to my machine, I'll run a stitch around, I'll flip it over. So this is the front. I told you I have to recut the neckline. Then the armhole. So this is the front and the back. This is the front. And this is the back. So the next thing is to cut out the sleeve. To cut your basic sleeve, all you have to do is to measure where you want your sleeve to be. So this one will stop at 12 inches. That is for the basic sleeve. So you mark the 12 inches. After marking the 12 inches, you divide your round sleeve by 2. So my round sleeve is 18 divided by 2, that's 9. Then you add your sewing allowance, but on this one I'm using the exact measurement. Then your elbow, you divide your elbow measurement by 2 and mark 1. My elbow is 14 inches divided by 2, that's 7. I'm going to mark. Then to get your bicep, all you have to do is to divide what you have here into 2. I have 9 inches divided by 2 will give me 4.5. This is 4.5. So from this 4.5, I'll come down by 2 inches. From the down part side, by the side, I'll come down by 4 inches. So I'm going to connect my bicep from here, this dot, this dot, and this dot. So it's either you do a freehand or you mark with your French curve, anyone that works for you. So me, at this point, I want to teach you how to use French curve. If it's going to work, shall. So let's try. I'll first connect the 2 inches down to here. Then I'll turn it this way and connect the 2 inches down to the 4 inches. This is how to get your bicep, and this is your normal basic sleeve. So I'm going to cut this out. This is what we're going to use to trace out the sleeve of the top we're working on. So I folded the fabric into 4. So I'm going to place this. So before I mark, I'm going to come in by 4 inches for the pleating. There is pleating 4 inches or 4.5, depending how fuller you want the pleat to be. So from that 4.5, then on the top, this side, from that 4.5, I will now place my basic sleeve. So I'm going to cut from here. So I'll just cut out from here, adding some inches from the down part for fullness. So I'm going to pleat this place as the same as the down part. I'm going to pleat it. So after that, I'll now cut the one down the sleeve. So that one I'll do 5 inches on fold, 5 inches on fold, 5 inches on fold.